Welcome back to Event Advice with CrowdComms. As always, Will, Product Director, here with Matt, the Managing Director. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the differences and the similarities between conference apps and event app registration. Let's start at the very beginning. What is the difference between an event app and a conference app, or a conference and an event?
So a conference is a type of event. I think if we focus on one of them being something that's predominantly internal, so we know our audience.
Yep.
An event as such could be a festival, a music event, a trade show, an exhibition where we don't necessarily know our audience, but we're trying to promote to a wider audience. Mm-hmm. So with a conference, normally it's internal. Normally a company are running an event, they're going out to 3,000 of their team, they're trying to see who wants to attend, but they know a bit about them. So they know what departments they're in, they know what seniority they're in, they might know whether people require hotels. So there's going to be a bit of information they're going to have in advance. And that's going to enable us to kind of get a bit of a head start with our form. What you find with those conference registration tools is that they can be far more succinct. The simplicity tends to be greater. What you will find people do with those conference-based things, they'll not just be looking, if they want to go further, they'll think about the sessions people are interested in, or they might think about the people that they want to network with, or they might think about like objectives and outcomes they're hoping to deliver at the event, and so they're trying to create those themes and ask those questions at registration. With the kind of more external audiences, there'll virtually always be a secure platform as well with those conferences. With the external platforms, we're talking a trade show, an exhibition, a music festival. We want to promote a website out to thousands, hundreds of thousands potentially. And we're looking to say, look what we're doing. Look how exciting that our event is. Look at the people that are there. Look at the things that you can do. Look at the sessions that you can watch. And then we're trying to impress them. We're really trying to market to them. And then we want to gather that data. What you'll find is they go one of two ways. They're either really complex in terms of the website, loads of information, or and then very short in terms of the ticket. So I've told you all about it, buy your ticket. Or they'll show an overview and then be really complex. There'll be multiple choices. Add on I want a booth, I want 2 speaker slots, I want a t-shirt, I want 7 of my team with me, and there'll be like multiple ticket options. So there's a lot more going on with that kind of external registration, external event process.
Okay, so is it as simple as one is a private event, one is a public event?
No, because sometimes with a conference it could be public. It's just a smaller format and more focused on session engagement and content being delivered one to many. So it's almost as simple as that, but there are exceptions to it.
Yeah. Are there any differences in the attendee expectations when they get to the form or get to the registration site?
I don't know if there'll be any attendee expectations. There could be in terms of like the expectation on the attendee. So if you're an internal conference, it's quite likely you're expected to go.
Yeah.
So you just want an easy experience as possible to say that you're going and to give the choices. With the expectations in the capacity of an open event, it's very much how can we impress? How can we demonstrate the value in being here and joining us? So one tends to be you're expected to attend, find out about it, make it as easy as possible, book your hotel, are you doing the dinner? And the other is let's show you, let's impress you.
Can conferences sometimes charge for things? Like, is that oversimplistic or is it?
No, you definitely can. So you tend to have an event, a conference, and it might be that there's a dinner or there's a ball. Yep. Or accommodation isn't standard, but you can stay on, or you could bring a partner or guest, and you'll pay for that partner or guest to join you at dinner. So there will be definitely scenarios where a conference, that internal event, will also have some form of complexity in ticketing.
Let's talk about some similarities between the two. Let's start with capacity and being able to restrict capacity or being able to change capacity and where capacity sits throughout the app. how do they mirror each other? How are they similar?
I think at platform level, it's enabling you to do whatever you want to do in terms of capacity. So full event, you've got a conference facility, it only hosts 1,000 people. So you want to set a capacity on that. If it's an internal event, they tend to just invite 1,000 people and hope that 1,000 attend. Yep. Or they will do we have limited capacity, it's first come, first serve. Or they might do a 2 tranche of recruitment, sometimes via seniority, which is very like hierarchical, but that does tend to also happen if they have limited spaces. Or they'll look at event format and say we've got 1,000 people in person, but the rest of people will attend from a hybrid capacity. Yeah. They might even ask for people that are interested in watching hybrid, and then look at the people that want to attend in person with internal events.
Yeah, I guess
company
those choices that people make can actually inform your event, can't it? You can be gathering information quite early on, and then you are designing things off the back of how much interest there are in things and bits like that.
You're absolutely spot on with the project I dealt with this week. They're promoting out and asking people how they would like to attend. Will you be attending in person? So they're doing 10 local hubs where they're going to get together and watch the event, which is being broadcast, but watch it all together in these locations. And then people that don't want to go into the central locations are watching from home. And so they're getting the data in terms of the number of people to dictate the number of locations they're going to need regionally for their whole workforce.
Do they both need the same do they both have the same security requirements, those sorts of events? They
require the same security flexibility. So what you tend to find is that security at a conference level, an internal conference, they're going to close it down to 1,000 people because it's 1,000 people in their team. Whereas with an exhibition, you want to promote out to a bigger audience. But they might still only have a database of 25,000 people they want to send the mailer to. So they can restrict it to those 25,000 people, but they may want to go beyond that. So they'll then have a website that can go out to anyone. They may still apply a capacity to that though, because their venue at the big conference or exhibition venue might only host 10,000 people. So they're going to want to still have that flexibility to set it up with capacities. And then the next stage might be secure when you promote the app. Only the 15,000 people that paid and got their ticket and are attending can then view that app. So there is still security within the tech suite.
How are we validating those those ticket purchases once you get on site? Are we printing badges? Do they both do that? Have you seen differences? Some do, some don't. Like how do they then take that to the step further when you're on the event day itself?
Both tend to. Not all. I mean, some people don't choose to print badges. Normally with a big trade show, exhibition, open event, they want a badge or some verification that you have paid. So if it's a wristband or a ticket that you wear. At a conference, I think pretty exclusively people print badges. They want you to be able to see people in different departments, so they'll quite often notify by department, which will be signified by your badge type. They'll use it for networking. And sometimes they'll just have a QR code that they send out via the app or even via an email on the registration comms. And that QR code will be scanned at the event. Yeah. Are you in attendance? And that's purely just a ticking that they're here.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think we've covered the differences and similarities. I hope that's helped. We will be covering more event registration topics in the subsequent videos, but for now, we'll see you again next time.